Who is behind the attacks on Sonny Corinthos, the death of Olivia Jerome, the shooting of Curtis Ashford, and the plotting against other mob bosses? We'll have a theory on this, and in the end, whether you agree with me or not, just humor me and hear me out. My theory incorporates several characters and ties everything together. For the purposes of this theory, let's focus on Sonny. If you really wanted to get to him, what better way than to break him down, drive everyone he cares for away, and get him at his lowest point? Isn't this where Sonny is at now, or at least close to it? He's lost Jason. He found out that Dex betrayed him by working for Michael to get evidence to send him to prison. He's heading toward divorce with Nina, and he's pushing everyone away, not named Ava. Oh, and let's not forget, he still has a rat problem in his organization that has not been addressed. We know Dex wasn't involved in the hit attempts on Sonny, nor would Dex really have been powerful enough to gain access to the other mob bosses. So who could be the one going after Sonny and trying to position themselves as a powerful underworld figure? It has to be someone that has been close enough to Sonny to know the ins and outs of his organization. Someone that has to know Sonny's every movement. Well, again, we know it wasn't Dex, and Brick vetted out everyone in Sonny's organization, so they're all clear. So who could it possibly be? The big rumor going around the last few weeks has been that it would be the returning Jason Morgan that is the one targeting Sonny. But two things on that. One, Steve Burton has already said on his podcast that he's seen the big rumor that's out there and, quote, that ain't it. Also, I think if Jason was coming after Sonny, he probably wouldn't be going after other mob bosses. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Jason was never the ambitious type. Now, granted, could he have been captured and brainwashed? It's possible, but I don't think this is how Jason is coming back. So who does that leave? If it's not one of Sonny's henchmen, it's not Dex, it's not Jason, and it's no one in Sonny's family, who does that leave? Well, that leaves the one guy that has already been accused but quickly got Sonny off his trail. And that person is Brick. Now this is where some of you may want to jump off the ship. I mean, come on, there's no way Brick is targeting Sonny. He's Sonny's second in command. Why would he go after his own boss? What possible reason would he have? Well, just hear me out. Let's take this one step at a time and let's put the pieces together. Start with Brick himself. The man is very smart and very resourceful. He has access to information and resources all over the world, which is what Sonny has him for to begin with. Someone with that type of access and power, it's not too far-fetched to think that they might also be very ambitious, right? Plus, Brick definitely knows everything about the ins and outs of Sonny's organization. He would know where Sonny would be, where his men would be, who those men would be, and everything in between. Would Brick have the knowledge and proximity to get to Sonny? Yes, he would. If he was working with henchmen of his own, would he be able to pass that information along? Yes, he would. Also, remember, Brick vetted out every one of Sonny's men, but no one vetted out Brick. I'll lay out my theory on how this all played out in just a second, but I have to take a moment to talk about Dex and how he fits in with all this. You see, Dex was getting closer and closer to Sonny. If you're going to get Sonny at his most vulnerable, you have to get Dex out of the picture. From the second Sonny told Brick that he had a rat in his organization, Brick immediately singled out Dex. It was almost as if Brick wanted to sow doubt in Sonny's mind in hopes that Dex would be eliminated purely on suspicion. In the end, I think Brick just got lucky by finding the secret bank account of Dex. Sometimes, even in the most nefarious of plans, luck plays a big part. So now, on to how all of this took place. Oh, and don't think I forgot how Jason ties into it all. Bear with me as we go on this wild and crazy theory. I think Brick is the one who found Jason alive, or found out that Jason was alive, and has been holding him away all this time. Brick can't rise to power through Sonny if Jason is around, and he certainly could have the money and resources to make this happen. Think about it. Jason Morgan was Sonny's second in command. With Jason out of the picture, Brick eventually becomes Sonny's number 2 guy, as was acknowledged when Sonny questioned Brick about his loyalty recently. So now Brick is the next in line, but he's seeing this Dex guy, who by the way looks and seems a lot like Jason, growing closer and closer to Sonny within his organization. But Brick can't have that. He can't allow anyone to take his place with Sonny. He has to stay close to him so that he can eventually destroy Sonny from the inside. And as I said earlier, when Sonny figured out there was a rat, he turned to Brick to vet everyone out. But no one vetted out Brick, which is super convenient for him. there would be no one to out him to Sonny. He would be free and clear to work against Sonny and the other mob bosses behind the scenes. Oh, and him cozying up to Jordan lately. Is that genuine interest, or a guy trying to get close to someone that might somehow offer up some intel that he can use in regards to law enforcement? So now to address, when did this happen? When did the plan start for Brick to turn on Sonny and become a bad guy? Personally, I don't think this was always the plan for Brick's character. There's a few reasons why I think this is happening right now. I think the plan for Brick was to keep him as Sonny's right-hand man, but Steve Burton coming back as Jason may have changed that course. One note to keep in mind is that Steve said on his podcast, when he said that the big rumor out there ain't it, he also said breadcrumbs were being laid for his return. I think we've been seeing those breadcrumbs for the past 2 to 3 weeks, and they'll continue to add up until Jason's return. If Jason returns as the same Jason Morgan that we saw last in Port Charles, he'll once again be Sonny's right-hand man. That pushes Brick out. Also, Stephen A. Smith, as great as he is in the role of Brick, is not a full-time cast member. So as great as he's been, his character is actually somewhat expendable. And with Jason coming back, he would rely more on Spinelli for intel, surveillance, and hacking of information and systems. This would also make Brick expendable. Plus, I think with Stephen A. Smith's love of General Hospital, he would probably jump at the chance to play a villain on the show and play against his friend Maurice Bernard. And in the end, what would be a better surprise and twist than to have the one guy no one suspected actually be the one all along? I think there's one of 3 possibilities where this goes. Either Jason gets free from where he's being held captive and returns to expose Brick, Dex somehow comes across Jason and brings him back to Port Charles to expose Brick, or at the end of the show on Monday, March the 4th, we see Brick visiting the facility where Jason is being held, revealing that Brick has been behind this whole thing from the very beginning. So what do you think? Do you think my theory could be possible, or is it just way too out there to consider? I think it would be a great twist in the storylines, tie multiple characters together, and is a good way to bring Jason back in a way that makes sense. Leave me a comment below and let me know if you think this theory could work, or if you think it's someone completely different.